now.
2nd June 2021, Chinese human rights lawyer Tang Jitia was filled with anxiety as he hurried through Fuzhou Chengli International Airport in eastern China to catch a flight to Japan to see his daughter, who had fallen into a coma. When he handed over his passport, to his horror, an airport border official told him that Beijing police had barred him from leaving the country on national security grounds. Tang later told media that on hearing this he felt nothing but sorrow and that he was physically and mentally exhausted. So, let us understand what exactly happened with Tang. China has been expanding its use of exit bans under Xi Jinping. Exit bans have become one of the many tools used by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, as part of broad efforts to tighten control over all aspects of people's lives. What exit bans are? An exit ban is a state-initiated ban on an individual from leaving the country, either at the border or by cancelling or confiscating their passport. Tang wasn't the suspect in a criminal case, nor was he a party to any ongoing judicial proceedings. He was just a human rights lawyer desperate to see his sick daughter. His case illustrates how China's practice of exit bans is unlike that of anywhere else in the world. Since Xi Jinping took power in 2012, China has expanded the legal landscape for exit bans and increasingly used them, sometimes outside legal justification, on everyone from activists to foreign journalists and for transnational repression and other coercive practices. Exit bans are authorized on national security grounds, involvement in criminal or civil cases, and more recently for COVID-19 containment measures, now abandoned. Exit bans are enforced at the border, as in Tang's case, at home via the confiscation of passports, or simply by denying passport applications or renewals. Many are unaware of their exit ban until they are at the border attempting to leave the country. Although China does not release complete data on exit bans, human rights groups estimated that at least 14 million people were affected by exit bans in China in 2015. The numbers are astonishing. Anyone may be a target: human rights defenders, business people, officials, and foreigners. Tibetans and Uyghurs have long been targeted with ethnicity-based exit bans, mostly through the confiscation and denial of passports. Exit bans are also imposed on relatives in China of activists and so-called fugitives living overseas in order to force them to give up their activism or return to China. In January 2023, another case came to light of a family torn apart by China's abuse of exit bans. Xi Fang, 1%, the wife of Wion, the former owner of an independent bookstore in Shanghai, has been prevented from rejoining her husband and children who are living overseas since summer 2022. After the authorities effectively closed down their store in 2018, the whole family had moved to the US. Xi had returned to China in early 2022 to visit her sick mother, but when she tried to catch her flight back home that summer, she was stopped at the border. Police questioned her about the kinds of things Wion had been posting online from the US and say she will only be allowed to leave once her husband returns to China. Even without precise data on the number of exit bans, several indicators show that under Xi Jinping, the use of exit bans has risen significantly. Between 2018 and 2022, 4 new laws authorizing exit bans were passed in China, making 14 laws in total. One of them, the Supervision Law, allows exit bans to be placed on anyone under investigation and anyone connected to an investigation even if they are not a suspect. Anecdotal evidence from rights lawyers and human rights defenders in China indicates that the problem of politically targeted exit bans has been growing worse over the past 5 years, particularly after a 2015 crackdown. In addition, many victims struggle to appeal China's illegitimate exit bans. The appeal process, if there is one, is neither transparent nor responsive.
We need to go home. We feel trapped. We live with constant distress because this is not our home and we're not here by choice. This man abandoned my family many years ago. We are not in touch with him, nor do we have any way of contacting him. Victor again and again that no matter how dark our lives can be, we need to hold on to hope.
While global media has covered China's exit bans, little attention has been directed on how its application has been widening and how that has been achieved.